Well, hello. I've just been planning the shoot for today, which seems a little bit of an odd thing to be doing. But the fact of the matter is, the weather today is really quite changeable. I've driven down to Cornwall this morning through some really quite horrendous weather and heavy rain. But there's a reason for that. I'm chasing the back end of a storm front to get down to the coast. The idea being I'm going to be witnessing some really deep swells and crashing waves, and also some great light later on this afternoon and early evening. So that's my hopes, but I do have some fears. There are some challenges with the windy conditions. There's camera shake. There's also trying to capture the crashing of the waves, the power of the energy as the sun starts to dip and the light falls. I need to try and do all of these things in one go. Wow folks, this is what it's all about. Look at that weather behind me. Absolutely bonkers. I can't believe it. I certainly wanted stormy weather and I certainly got it. The only thing I haven't got is the light yet, although it does seem to be breaking up. I've just been looking on a weather app and hopefully it's going to get a bit better a bit later on, which would be a bit of a bonus. Sorry, excuse me. I haven't got the light yet, but I can see some waves which are coming into the coast, and I'd really like to get along beside them and sort of watch them coming in across the frame and see if I can maybe do some work with that. So I'm going to move around to the next headland, and with a bit of luck, I'll join you up there. We'll be looking at taking our first photograph. Well, as you can see, well, maybe you can see, I don't know, but it's absolutely started hammering it down now. I have been trying to take some photographs of these waves, but the light hasn't worked out. The rain's moved back in and everything's sort of turning a bit pear-shaped, as we say in the UK. But you know what? It's still early in the day. And like I said, I'm staying down here, so this is by no means the end of the shoot. Anyway, what I've been doing is I put the 75-300 zoom lens on, and I've been trying to pan a little bit with the waves, following them to try and get that blurred slow motion effect. But you know what? I don't really think it's worked. I've been looking on the back of the camera. I'm not overly happy with them. I put a bit of viewfinder video up as well of the scene that I'm looking at, because I did try and take a few more quick landscape shots of the waves hitting the headland where I came from. Well, I think I found a photograph at last. It's finally dried up a bit. It's going to be a fairly low contrast shot. The light's okay-ish at the moment. I don't know how long it's going to last for, so we're going to have to move. But if nothing else, I get the opportunity to dry out the camera gear a little bit and see how we go from there. So bear with, I'm going to get everything sorted, and I'll turn around the other way so I can talk to you and explain what it is we're doing. Right folks, I'm going to talk you through this photograph as I'm doing it. It's going to be a little bit tricky because I've got to work fast because the light's changing very quickly, and at the same time I can't really speak very well because of the situation I've currently got with all of the wind and rain. But anyway, we'll see what we can do. So I'll set composition up looking along the coast. We've got that sea rolling in, and we've got some bright patches of light coming down from above, which is really hitting the front of the lens. So once again, a bit of a lens flare issue. But what I like is in this picture, I think we have captured all the elements that I really want to sort of, oh, sorry, dropped my gloves. I think I really have got all the elements that I want to sort of capture and get from today's photography. And actually, when I look around, the sky's breaking up even more. So I don't even think this is the last photograph today. It's going to be more. It's going to be phenomenal. But anyway, I'm going to have a look at taking this. So I've got the 75-300 zoom on. We're at about 100 mil zoomed out looking across the coast. I will film some viewfinder video in a minute so I can put it up whilst I'm talking to you. But I'm going to just get these. I'm focusing about a third of the way or so into the image, and that should work quite well for me. Autofocus on. I'm shooting at ISO 100, 10th of a second, f11, and we're going to go one stop either side of that just to make sure we've got that exposure we want it. Going to catch hold of the camera strap, we don't want that flapping about too much, and I'm going to use it very gently to hold it down to dampen some of the vibrations that I've got as well. 2-second timer, fire away. There we go. How does that look? That doesn't look too bad. It's not very contrasty, but that's exactly what I want. I'm going to have a very low contrast, wispy image, because that's the sort of light that we've got. And when we take this at different exposure settings, it's going to darken that down anyway. I should say that I've also put on here a also put on here an ND8 filter from K&F Concept, plus their circular polarizing filter. I really swear by these, so if you want to check them out, then I've got a discount code. If you use discount code Brian, you get 10% off all your purchases for K&F Concept through Kent Faith. So maybe you want to check that out, but I'll put some details about that in the description. But as for the photograph, I'm going to have a quick review on the frame at the back. What I might do is just experiment with some different shutter speeds. I might put a different ND filter on in a minute. What I'll do is I'll put the details up for you on the final image when I take it. But yeah, pretty much have a look at this and see what you think. Well, that was quite epic, wasn't it? You can never really tell what's gonna happen really with a photo shoot like this. You're never sure if the sun's gonna come out or whether it's gonna go in. But I was lucky to get those last photographs, and I hope it came out, and I hope when I've edited it, it looks pretty good. I've decided to stay out a bit longer because I've been inspired by that burst of light and that quick change in my fortunes, to stay out and see if anything improves. So I'm actually walking back around the coast to where I came from when we had that real bad squall come in and soaked everything. So I won't show you the route over there again. I'll simply make my way and see you over there in a minute. So I found a great spot out on the headland where I can look both to the left of me and right, both ways down the coast, which is really quite nice. But this time I'm going to be shooting in the opposite direction to what I did. It's a great spot with loads of possibility. I've got some great foreground interest. I've got the waves crashing in, rocks on the other side, the headland there as well, so it's looking really quite nice. The only problem I've got is the lighting's still a little bit flat, but we'll see how we get on with that. But it is going to be difficult to set it up. So come and compose this image with me. So as you can see, I've got a fantastic foreground down in front of me, and I think it would be a shame not to include that in this image. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, take that in. I might even try and get a little bit low down. One of the things I'm noticing from here is I can feel the spray coming up and really sort of like hitting. It's not working very well. Sorry, I can feel the spray coming up and bouncing off the edges of the lens. I'm not quite sure about this composition. Now I've got to this point, it's almost like too much foreground and not enough background. Maybe I need to zoom in a bit closer and look at it, maybe something like that. I'm not sure. The problem is as well, of course, is that we haven't really got a lot of light coming in. There's not a lot of energy in the image. There's a lot of waves. But I could do with some better lighting. Maybe I'll try a little bit further around. I don't know, I'm not sure. Or maybe the image is actually not what I think it is. Maybe it's down through here with this foreground. I'm not really feeling the love, to be honest, now I've got down here. Is it including this as well? Is it from the standing position? This is the thing when I take these photographs, when I work like this, it's about trying left, right, centre, up, down, and trying lots of different ways of working. I always encourage photographers to do that. and not just take the first thing that comes to mind. It really is good to walk about with your feet. I am going to take an image, I'm going to take a photograph, but it's not really working out. I've taken the effort to get here, and because I've done that, I am going to take it. I think it's going to end up being something like this, but you know, I may crop the bottom. I don't know if I want that bottom in it or not. It's very difficult to tell. Not quite sure. You can really see that spray coming up the cliff there. Now I know where it's coming from. It really is phenomenal, but it's just not working out. Okay, it'll be similar to this morning's image. Light, airy, slow shutter speed. We'll get the camera set up and we'll take it that way. Finally perfected that composition. Moved over a little bit more, but effectively I've got the same sort of elements in there anyway. But the way that rain is coming, well, not the rain, but the spray is coming in now is absolutely hideous. So I'm having to wipe the lens in between taking each shot. I'm just taking a few different ones, bracketing as I do it, and with a bit of luck then we'll get one that's sharp and one that's also well exposed at the same time. Taking those images was quite difficult, so whilst I wipe down and put away the camera and pack up, have a look and see what you think of the photograph that I took in the end. If you haven't already done so, then maybe subscribe to the channel and join me for the next 2 installments, hopefully, on this Cornish photography van trip. Until then, get out there, enjoy your photography, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.